The humanoid canine in the center of the room doesn't acknowledge you at first. Your eyes keep roaming back to him. You've never seen someone with a dog's head before. The canine person has a long snout with a pair of spectacles that rests before his nose. He's using his writing quill to summon and send away different books.
Well, hello there. You must not be from the spiral, or you wouldn't be staring.
His fluffy muzzle curls into a warm smile. Your cheeks flush and you quietly apologize.
Don't worry about it,
he says with a dry chuckle.
We get magical wizards that come from outside the spiral more often than you think. I'm Harold Argleston, Master Librarian Extraordinaire.
You slowly shuffle over to him, hand him the tome, and tell him about how you got it from Rattlebone's tower.
This tome is from an underworld tyrant who was going to give it to his dark master. My, I do believe this is a matter for Headmaster Ambrose.
His muzzle ruffles as he gingerly puts the thick book down. He keeps his paw floating above the cover, but won't touch it anymore.
I wouldn't recommend opening the book. Looks like this item is cursed. Before you give this to Ambrose, take this treasure card. I give one to every new student I meet.
He flicks his magical writing quill and the book, along with a delicate shiny golden card, float toward you. Seeing how heedful he is with the tome, you hear a croak and peer around at all the teachers, searching for the sound.
Down here, young fellow!
Your eyes follow the words to a small dapper frog, standing on a suitcase and leaning on a mini cane.
I'm Halston Balestrom, the Storm Professor. In the Storm School, I instruct young diviners to strike hard, fast as lightning. Defeat the enemy before they know what hit them.
He hops into the air and points his cane to the sky. A bolt of lightning flashes from the tip.
If you stick with me, you'll control the weather and summon allies from the fiercest of storms. Sorcerers also seek harmony, symmetry in all things. Balance is unique magic from Crocotopia, which supports and enhances the other schools.
A dog with a British accent, wearing a top hat and a monocle, steps forward. He gives you a handshake with his paw.
I'm Arthur Wethersfield, and I represent the Croc who created the Balance School. If you choose to be in my class, you'll summon ancient wizards from Crocotopia. If you can't decide on a single school, then you should train with me. Balance encompasses all elemental and spiritual spells. I know this seems shabby since I don't have a classroom, however balanced magic is actually taught in Crocotopia, a fascinating desert world with pyramids, home to a kingdom of mystic reptiles. Their ancient sorcerers invented a composite of primal magics called balance. Alhazred, the Croc who discovered balance magic, taught me the arts of all the schools, and has trusted me to start students off with the basics of balance in Ravenwood. Then, when you're ready, you'll go to Crocotopia to learn from him yourself.
Arthur gestures toward all the classrooms and elemental trees.
Without a classroom, I can teach students out here, under the clouds, where you can see every school that works together to create a balance in the world. What a superb cast!
He gives one of the shields a spin.
Bravo!
He pulls a second card out of his pocket and lets you study it.
This is the 2-pip spell I'll be teaching you. Practice this before a battle. It's easy for me to summon Scorpion because I've taught this so many times. You'll have to draw the energy from Crocotopia to summon your very own Scorpion. As your proficiency level increases, I'll call you here to learn unique spells only the most practiced of sorcerers can master. Now go tell Mr. Lincoln you're ready to finish your enrollment. Toodles!
He points his cane towards the stork, who hasn't put his quill down. You hear a sigh to your left. A bald man in a high-collared wizard robe is smacking his wand like a gavel.
Fireballs and flowers, freshman magic that. All the wizards summon monsters to fight for us, but only the best conjurers dare study the ways of myth.
You wait for him to explain who he is, like all the other professors have.
Why are you staring?
He asks with a scowl. The teachers stare at him and make different gestures until Lydia clears her throat and says, "Introduce yourself."
If I must.
He rolls his eyes.
I'm Cyrus Drake, the Myth Professor. If you think you're good enough to summon the most mythical beasts, then find me in my classroom for your first lesson.